Welcome to the podcast. Today I have Jay Mehata, the CEO of Spaceboat, leading the charge with eco-friendly vegan organic products in United States. And he's from India background as well. So stay tuned for this insight where you talk about ethical business practice, global growth, and sustainability futures. So I will ask Mank, you can introduce yourself and tell me more about Spaceboat LLC.
Sure. Yeah. First of all, thank you very much for having me here. And about myself, I am Jay Mehta. I am in the US for almost 10 years. I came here for studying engineering and physics and slowly transitioned into some of the management courses and then working over here. Along with that, I started my company, Spaceboats LLC, which is specifically for like eco-friendly vegan products. That we kind of manufacture in India and sell them over here. Yeah, there is like some background around what inspired me to start all of this.
Please go ahead. I would love to listen. I'm sure my listeners are gonna be happy to listen the entire chapter.
That's awesome. Thanks. So yeah, basically now like you see the word space and boats, like it has nothing to do with like the words eco-friendly and vegan and any of that. But it's more like for me personally, I have been always into outer space since my childhood. I studied physics, I studied engineering, and I was part of astronomy club and all of that. Very, very like frequently I was like doing all those stuff. And while in college, we had this competition around designing a spaceship, and a spaceship that can stay kind of independent of Earth for more than 100 years. And it was like a theoretical design for students. And I was leading this team in my university at Penn State. And we had engineers and all the other science professionals. And we actually designed really cool spaceship and we submitted that to NASA. And obviously we did not win because like it was our first time. And there were universities like MIT and Harvard that are participating every year since past so many years. So, but regardless of all of that, like I think I'm still like, I loved my design more than whatever they presented because it was much cooler. And the idea for this specific design was that it was a massive spaceship and it was built in a modular way. So there was a different module for electricity, there was a different module for mining, for water, and it all came together to make one spaceship, right?
Wow.
And
Combination of so many things.
exactly, yeah. And somewhere along this academics, I started seeing planet Earth as a spaceship. I mean, it is not a spaceship, but it is a spaceship. It is very similar to it, and we have very limited resources in a spaceship, right? Our spaceship was good for 100 years. Maybe Earth is good for like 1,000, 10,000 years, but like if we keep on using the resources, we will be depleted out of it. And these little modules, we call them little space boats, and every single module that kind of brings the cyclic nature to the spaceship is a space boat. So like all the different products that we have from different brands, now call it with the bagasse based products like disposable tableware and stuff, that is like a module which is a space boat for me. And other like Ayurvedic product or biodegradable plastic products, all these things are like different space boats, and all of us are coming together to build and maintain our precious planet Earth spaceship.
Wow.
So that's how, yeah.
Great. So this is where you got the inspiration from, right? So what's your future
Absolutely.
goal? So where do you wanna take it to, like in coming to 5 years or like in 10 years? What's your plan?
So the plan is more like Spaceboats LLC. I want to make it as more of a movement rather than a company, right? Where like, we have everybody coming up with innovative ways to replace our existing non-renewable structure-based infrastructure by something renewable. Based on my experience, it is not that difficult to do it. We just need a little bit of nudges at different places to make it work. So like for our bagasse based products, it's just like instead of throwing away the waste that is coming from sugarcane, why not make plates and bowls out of it, and we can replace the whole plastic-based kind of plates and bowls, disposables with bagasse products. And then there are so many other things that we can do out of like these kind of little nudges. We have so much of pollution by burning this rice husk and all of that.
True.
We can turn that into different items as well. So the future looks like there are so many different little space boats of different products. Specifically, why I'm doing it from India is because I have really good friends and family in India. I was, very extroverted person. So, and I studied at many different universities as well and schools as well in different places in India. So I have good connections, good friends, doing good in their life. It's more like I can bring all of them together and build a great economy out of it. And why US market is because like US is the center of like any new trend in the world. So like once we start something eco-friendly over here, it will be easily adopted in the other countries. So that is like the idea around it. And then now a lot of US people will think that, well, you are buying things from India and selling it over here, or like manufacturing from India and selling it over here. It's like you're not doing any good to our economy. So like there is also the other part where like I buy the things that are not required over here, like the waste metals and stuff that I get back to India and we kind of recycle it.
Really?
So it's more like it's more like a barter
It's
system.
also helping US economy and Indian economy both.
Exactly. It's more like we have to kind of justify some kind of growth to both the sides to grow all together. It's like, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, it's like the whole world is family. So the growth in the US is growth of India and growth of India is growth of US. That's how I look at it.
Perfect. How do eco-friendly products from India make a global impact?
So there are two parts of this. Eco-friendly products from India and impact to the global world. So why specifically from India is because we have, I would say, like one of the
Best resources.
we have the best resources, and we are still like on our nascent stage of managing those resources. It's like we just throw away a lot of stuff that can be actually upcycled. There's a different word, upcycle rather than recycle. Upcycle is like, you take the existing stuff and like make it into something better than what it is to make it a better use of it. Like kind of upcycle the whole economy. And a lot of that can be done in India specifically. And why specifically India for me is because I'm comfortable around like looking and personally giving it like an inspection for how the manufacturing is done. We have collaborations with labs and auditors in India to like check all of that out. So it's easier for me to do that all to market as globally is because like what happens is that, and specifically in the West, in the US, is like going back to the previous point where like in India things come as a trend, and if it is coming from the West it's easily adoptable. So we see all the trash and everything in India everywhere, but imagine that like we have these biodegradable products, and even if people throw it somewhere, it will be biodegradable. So like it would be less impactful to the environment in a negative way than throwing the plastics. Like plastics decompose it takes up to 1,000 years for plastic to decompose. Whereas these things, they decompose in 90 days in an industrial facility. If it is not an industrial facility, maybe like a year or two max. Right? So it just like changes the whole landscape of India, but it is going to come from outside, not from within India. So like I'm doing it outside over here.
What strategy have worked best for connecting with eco-friendly people in United States?
Okay, so this one is a bit difficult. So connecting with eco-friendly people is actually difficult because everybody have different philosophies around eco-friendliness. A lot of people don't believe in global warming. A lot of people believe, and like you cannot create like a marketing strategy around eco-friendliness. But what really makes a difference is educating people. So if I go and tell you that, or like if I go and tell anybody that like, hey, this is eco-friendly and this decomposes in 90 days, people are not gonna like value it much. But if I tell them that, the plastic thing that you're using, it's going to take 1,000 years to decompose, and this is going to decompose in 90 days. So like you may be paying less for plastic now, but your grandchildren's and great-grandchildren's are going to pay heavily for it in the future. Plus, there is microplastics everywhere, and it is a big cause of a lot of different diseases. So like in some way or the other, trying to take shortcuts is going to like, harm all of the community in certain way. When I say the negative things about plastic is when like we can connect to eco, or we can make people eco-conscious and make them connected to us. And I think this is the only strategy that like works the best. And also I talk to people in stores and stuff, the convenience stores and everything. It's like when the stuff are kept at the stores, people find the cheapest stuff to buy. But if like over there, if I have a marketing material that shows the distinction between eco-friendly and non-eco-friendly plastic versus bagasse things, that can make a difference around like what they choose to buy.
So you have to make them aware, right? What is the benefit USP of the product, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And like negative part of what they are currently using. That is like
Yeah,
the
you have to
most
show them the
important.
difference between A, difference between B.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
So Jay, how do you manage your customers' feedback, right? How do you see your people satisfied with this product?
So now when it comes to feedback, I am starting recently. Well, not so recently, but we have obviously the traditional ways around, like, we have the rating system and all of that. But on the other hand, I give a personal touch to all of it. I have my personal phone number for customer care and like my personal email for customer support and stuff. Whenever anybody has anything, they kind of contact me, and I'm in charge of like making them feel happy. For example, like one of my customers, they got to know that our products would be delivered in 4 days, and they made an order accordingly, and they did not got any notification around the delivery. And I was like, and then they contacted me, and I was like, okay, your product is gonna be delivered on time, your package is gonna be delivered on time. And I talked to my shipping guys, and they had some technical error that happened around this specific order. And what I did was I went out to the shops that I already sold my stuff to, and I bought the stuff from them. I had to go to different shops because like one person did not had everything. So now I bought it from them, and I drove hour and a half.
You manage the entire show and send it over to them, right?
Exactly, and I also gave them some of the other commissions because like certain things happen, like these kind of delays, or not delays but confusion happened. There was no delay at all. And why I did that, because they were like, we had a function right on the next day, and we need the plates and all of that. I'm like, okay, we are gonna take care of you. And I give a personal touch, and I want to be like, integral to whatever I commit. So that's how I'm like looking at it, by giving a personal touch to all of it.
Yeah, tell me more about the products which you have, how you sell them, what the pricing are. If people want to get in touch with you, how they can get in touch with you. Tell me more about
Perfect. Yeah, so right now we have two domains of products. Number one is bagasse-based products. Basically, bagasse is nothing but waste of sugarcane, right? And we can make all the different shapes and sizes and designs of these bagasse-based products around plates and bowls and stuff like that, right? So this is the first domain. And the other one is Ayurvedic products. Now, you'd say that like, okay, everybody does Ayurvedic stuff. Like, what is the difference between our stuff and other stuff? So it's more like we are mainly focusing on Ayurveda as a lifestyle rather than like, a food supplement kind of thing. It's more like we're asking people to change their lifestyle in an Ayurvedic way, like, wake up early, eat good food, and sleep well, and exercise, like, pretty much moderately every day. You should not fall sick. And if you're falling sick, then we have these specific Ayurvedic medicines, or it's basically, we sell it over here as food supplements, but basically anything that kind of helps you. Laughing is a medicine, right? So, and use it only to feel better, and after that stop using it. We don't want people to like stay on the pills for the rest of their life. It's like the success for my products would be more like when you stop using my product, for Ayurvedic products specifically. So that's how like we are propagating it, and our products are kind of formulated exactly according to the Ayurvedic literature, the ancient Ayurvedic literature that was there. My team has Ayurvedic doctors who can read Sanskrit and all of that, so we do everything from the scratch. We read whatever is written and we make it accordingly.
You follow all the footsteps, huh?
Right, exactly, from the roots.
Perfect. So Jay, what's your target market? Where are you focusing your customers from? How do you cater them? How do you connect with them? What exactly you focus on the geographical location?
Okay, so there are multiple parts to this question. So specifically, the target market. This is a bit of a complicated part to figure out because even with the bagasse products, the target market for certain kind of bagasse products is only like temples and events or more like wedding events and stuff like that, kind of premium kind of people, right? The other one would be like, people who just don't care. They should just want to eat and throw it away. They don't care what it is. So like it would be like kind of less premium, a little bit cheaper. So the target market is decided on like the type of products that I am like having right now on sale as of now. As of now, I have premium products, and basically the rates for my products are still very competitive, or more like cheaper than what you can find on Amazon. Wow. So like, and if you buy it in bulk, then it's even cheaper. So it's always like cheaper than the Amazon. But on the other hand, if like there are people who are thinking that, hey, I just want to like, eat and throw it away. I don't care if it is not strong enough, it's not fancy enough. Mostly these are like, the type of events that they have are like regular home parties and stuff like that. Then like these will be like, for them, we have a different product line that is coming in the future, which are like, a little bit thinner and a little bit less sturdy, but it does a job that is required. So the target market kind of changes in this way, but the rates are always going to be cheaper than what we have on Amazon or traditional rates over here, because we are the manufacturers and we ship it over here. So like you get the first hand. Exactly. And for the Ayurvedic products, specifically, we start with like the crowd between 20 to 40, specifically the ones who wants to like kind of work upon their physique and health and fitness. It's more like not about like sculpting a great body. I mean, that is great. Sculpting is great, but also the main part is about staying healthy, staying strong. And everybody has different body style and stuff like that. But if they are not feeling fit, if they are not feeling emotionally and mentally fit, then there's something that can be done about it. And Ayurveda is, I think, one of the best way to work upon it.
Perfect. Jay, before I let you go, okay, what advice will you share with the new startups or business owners who want to focus on this, visionary
eco-friendly market?
Market, correct.
Got it. Okay, so I'll tell you based on the mistakes that I made. So the two biggest challenges that I faced is around logistics and sales. And why that happens is because, once we have the product over here, but to ship it to people, it is extremely difficult. Like the rates keep on increasing a lot. So you have to figure out a good way to ship your products before you like jump into like all of it.
Any suggestions?
So there are different agencies like shipping agencies, 3PL agencies and stuff like that, right? So you have to talk to them and get estimates around like, okay, if I'm shipping, say like 200, 300 boxes per day or something like that, then what would be the rate? Okay, if it's like per week, how would be the rates for shipping and all of that? The regular shipping that is done by USPS, FedEx and all of that, they will charge you a bit more because like, you are the new customer to them. But there are agencies, they take care of like multiple businesses, and since they are the agencies, they also ship through FedEx and USPS, but the rates from them would be a bit less. But then like you have to figure out like how you're gonna ship it to, like right now we are in New Jersey, Philadelphia, New York. So now if I want to ship it to California, it is not like cheap, right? So it's more like I need to have a warehouse over there. So like, and then there needs to be a warehouse in Texas and Illinois. So like you have to like kind of strategize all of it in that way. It is like, there is no straight answer to that. But it's more like, think of it in a way that the less of a travel you are doing around shipping, the more better rate you can give to your customers. That's how
pricing are taken by this third party FedEx companies, right?
Exactly.
Who deliver your products, and that's the reason your products get a higher pricing on the market. So that's the biggest challenge you face, right?
Yeah, that is the first biggest challenge. And the second biggest challenge is like know the type of market, know your customers, like who you're gonna sell. So like when I started, I showed my samples to like a bunch of people, and ideally they were around temples and gurudwaras, right? And because like they were using these items, so like I was like, okay, I can provide these things at a better rate. And they checked it out and they said that, okay, we need a little bit sturdy plates, because like people, they hold it from one side and like the things will fall on the other side and stuff. So I was like, okay, we are gonna make like the best quality products, pretty sturdy plates and everything. And okay, I got happy customer over there. I totally did not ask the shopkeepers and like the convenience store people. For them, the priority is more like people, depending on the area, depending on the location.
Make
It's like,
more
okay,
profit
people
out.
are like, yeah, or more like they want cheaper stuff. So if there is a convenience store near a university, then there are a bunch of convenience stores in near university, and it's a good business over there. But like university students, they don't care about like premium stuff. They just want to eat it and throw it. So now it becomes a bit difficult for me to enter over there with my premium products. So I need to have a different kind of products that I need to like bring another container over here, but I cannot bring that container over here until like my my present premium products are kind of
Existing are sold, right?
yeah. So like this is one of the difficult areas. And then on the other side, there are schools and universities. Inside the universities, in the school itself, there are students who use these plates and stuff, and they don't care about like the kids don't care about like food and stuff around, like, because they don't think so much. They eat and then they throw it away. So they need really cheap stuff. So that's my perception. Like, okay, like to get into that market, it's as good as like bringing a different product over there. But when I bring that product, it doesn't go in the temple. So like kind of you need to know the segments of your market. Only then you would be able to like sell it in an efficient way. So these two are the biggest challenges, and whenever anybody's entering into this, like just I would say enter into it if you are passionate about it. If you're not passionate about it, this is gonna be a bit of a difficult way to earn money as compared to the other methods, because like eco-friendly stuff is always gonna be a little bit more expensive than the regular other stuff. But over the long run, if the fact is that over the long run, eco-friendly stuff is kind of cheaper, because like you don't have your grandkids pay for it, or like you don't have your health pay for it. Microplastics is in everybody's body right now. I used to just put things in the microwave before I knew about any of this. So like if you can kind of communicate these things to people, it is a task to communicate these things to people. But if you're able to do that, you are basically making a change in the society, which is difficult rather than making money.
Okay, thank you for this info, right? This will be a bonus to my listeners, I'm so glad you got your time for us. Thank you for joining us and sharing your story of, Spaceboat and your vision about this business. To our listeners, you can check out Spaceboat and support eco-friendly innovation, which is taken care by Jay, right? So whenever you guys need any kind of, eco-friendly stuff, reach out to his website. Jay, how do these people get hold of you? How they can connect with you?
My phone number and my email, all of that is mentioned on my website. It's my personal number. Look it up, spaceboats.store. That is the website. And just send me WhatsApp, text message, call me. I'll be available to talk right away.
Right. I'll put it in my column as well, and onto the description page, where guys can reach out to you directly. Right?
Thanks.
My name is Souvik, signing off right now. See you all in the next episode. Stay tuned and don't forget to follow Kyptronix. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye, Jay.
Thank you.